ride the wave till you disappear. Unrequited love, I can't take it. Kill me more than once, leave a trail of tears. We do this often, I think we lost it. I need a break, you're the monster inside my closet, scare me away. Everybody goes through it, we don't ever come out the same. Cause you never change. You my little psycho, kiss me in the night glow. Easy to imagine when you always have your eyes closed. We'll be going crazy if you know what I know. Where did all the happy memories go?
Welcome to this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble in Valorant. Tonight, we are going to be covering the Infernos and the Surge once again meeting in the Grand Finals. Will the Surge finally be able to pull off a win against their top rival? We'll have to find out. Not only is it a great night for Valorant, but it's the final night of the Esports Tower Spring Rumble season. So summer is just around the corner, and here to call all the action with me is Greg Old Soul Smith. I'm already kind of just prepped for the summer. I'm already in the summer mood here.
You really are, yeah. I'm going to wait until the last day to really make the transition. I'm enjoying the fall vibes. We keep getting rain around here.
Sure. Well, you'll find a way to make, three-piece suit work in the summer. You'll find a way. But anyway, we have the Surge and the Infernos here. They are the top two teams that have made their way to the Grand Finals almost every single time. And, of course, summer isn't the only thing that's new here. We still haven't seen Fade really be brought into mix. I think we saw it picked one time last week, but didn't really make too much of a impact.
That's true. That's true. I would like to see a little bit more. I'm always looking for something interesting, something new, some kind of upset. So I'd like to see the team that's down just a little bit take the win this time, and I would like to see Fade called. I'd like to see something fresh out on the table.
Well, let's take a look at how we indeed got here. We have got a bracket that's shaped out over the past week for these teams. Let's take a look at it to show these top two teams. Like I said, the Infernos and the Surge, I believe, have been making their way to the finals for almost all of the Esports Tower Rumble. They consistently face off against each other. The Surge is the one that's really trying to look for the win here. So overall, what do you think is kind of the main tips that you want to keep in mind going forward here?
Usually I just say rinse and repeat. If it's working, don't change it. But clearly it's not. In the easiest way to say it, if you keep getting second place, then something needs to change. Especially near the end of the season here, I feel like that's similar to near the end of a game, and you can kind of go crazy, pull something really out of pocket.
Well, let's take a look at Doc's keys to the game, a bit more official in terms of Valorant. And that is going to be to flank effectively, spend and peek wisely, don't unscope at the wrong time, and count cards, call abilities. Doc's keys to the game brought to you by Esports Tower. You can score pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. Time to start our grand final one of the spring season between the Inferno and Surge. Will this be the week the Surge finally take down the Infernos, or will the Infernos be a perfect 4-0 this spring? So we're ready to head into the first stage here. We're going to see which one is actually picked.
I feel like we glossed over pretty smoothly that, I'm okay with this composition.
Yeah, this is interesting because last week we saw Fracture, which is one stage we don't necessarily see a lot. Now we're seeing another one that we don't see as often. Breeze is being brought out.
Which is weird because this one was like a must pick for a while. People really liked this map. It's gone on and off. There's been times where we hated it. It's the best of maps and it's the worst of maps.
It is. Well, one thing that isn't changing, even with the nerfs that happened at the beginning of Season 4, I believe, or Episode 4, Viper's still a must-pick for a map this wide open. You just need to divide up those points.
Very true, very true. Doc's keys to the game to don't unscope at the wrong time. Sometimes you see a sign and you think, oh, somebody did this to deserve this being made a rule.
Yeah. There's the one. It's the one way you get immortalized is if you have a Doc's keys to the game named after you. Although I don't really quite sure that's the legacy. It's like finding out they're naming a disease after you.
Yeah. Unfortunate, but cool, I guess.
Alrighty, as we are ready to head into the pistol round right now. I'm going to see a lot of ghosts, kind of the main pick. Only one sheriff being brought out by Sultek here.
And that's interesting. That's a real good confidence in aim there. Ooh.
Nick going to fire a bit through. Looks like he's on the other side of Stack there.
This is the headhunter. Oh, goodness. ADS from that distance. Just kind of dirty. Goes in, starts switching to the Ghost.
That's one of the great things about Chamber. Only had to spend 600 credits for 6 bullets there, and it's already paying off.
Indeed. Got a nice little push onto A site here, and they know it. The rotation's correct, but the utility coming out, that's pretty solid, actually. Don't know if it got much damage onto Selexic, but the flash sure did its job. Tumbugos trying to peek around a wall here that's now unprotected, though. Selexic trying to multitask his angles. I don't really like it. There we go. Gets into a much better position.
Ooh, almost gets caught in the middle of util there, but it's now going to try to double peek with the teammates. Akamo is able to take out Tumbokos, but talking about double peeking, they are all still in the cave. And Surge are releasing a wave of hurt onto the Inferno. Sultek down to only 26 health, is going to try to get a better sort of flank angle here. Yes. They are running out of time, though.
Selexic making all the right calls. Kind of in an awkward position, though. Gets caught there. It's a 1v1, and it goes down barely. Benji the Dark able to take it.
And we have definitely seen, it seems like Chamber is the new hero that's just the new agent that everyone is just popping off on, you know. I mean, we still see great plays on Jet, but the days of those, you know, aces right-clicking with knives are over. Instead, we're seeing Chambers just get headshots here and there.
Which is nice to see a nice little balance there. He has the ability to be incredibly aggressive or not. His versatility in his kit, I definitely underestimated when he first came out.
Well, talking about snipers, Benji is going to pick up the Marshall here. Can be really devastating in the right hands. Ooh. Almost gets a looky there, but...
Kind of a risky peek that almost paid off, but that wall finally does go up. Backed by another one. Looks like an aggressive pour in. Let's see how far these Infernos can get against the Surge come railing in. It's not going to put up a whole lot of defense. They do take one down, but now they are on site. Defenses are all up in a post-plant scenario. Very quick on the clock means that rotation was kind of delayed, but they're able to rotate to the front.
And that trademark he placed down there lets them know exactly where they're trying to flank from, so they're going to throw up the Sage wall, delay him a bit.
They're going to commit to this wall, almost breaking through. Ooh, Zushi, a great angle here. Almost got all the money for it, but Gary replies, and all takes is Took getting his third on a kinetic to put them to a 2-0. A clean bonus here. Not a whole lot other than Spectres, but that's still the best bonus you can ask for. So we already seen some full guns on the other side. They just have to make some damage here.
Yeah, for the team who victory has been elusive for them in the Infernos. Definitely looking like it could be a good start for them. But pistol rounds are almost just an entirely different game. The real test is when everyone starts getting their Phantoms and Vandals in hands. How will the game go? We have seen plenty of games where you get 2 wins off the pistol round, and then it completely changes from there on out. Yeah. Those are the only ones you get.
It's definitely a different mindset, though. I'm glad they didn't play too aggressive. Goodness, speaking of which, oh, chasing it after it, not quite going for that wall bang. Trusts the smoke, flashes it after, fights 2 of them. Gonna try to get that kills.
I mean, forget Neon. Took is the one who's charging in fast on his feet.
Does switch to his blade in a contested area. Akamo is able to play against those Seekers. Trying to get just into a better position here to help the defense as Surge came flying in, but it's a massive bait and they've got them. There's no rotation from A side yet until the plant comes down. Now they've got to fight this entire side. They don't know what they're going up against, and it might be a pretty serious push. Doesn't look like they're holding too heavy. Oh, catches Bengi off guard entirely. Now Danny has to hold against these walls here. Might run a good timing, though looks like they're going to come around for a good pinch. Finds him. Only 2 left on this site, but clock is ticking, and Infernos do have 1.
I mean, they've set up way off site here, so they might have more of a saving mentality in mind here.
No, Tumbogo's looking to move right in on this, but the defuse is
the
only
Molly,
at the half.
They had the Molly lineup.
Ooh, the lineup is nice, but man, a 2-4 lineup. That is unbelievable. Tumbogos with an easy 3. So fast.
I mean, when you know where the spike is and you hear the defuse, you can just...
Yeah, you can really only back up that far if you're comfortable with the lineups, but they sure were. They had spots pinged and corners down. Take these 3 so fast. Watch this. Prestige gets the half, but the Molly lineup is all it takes. Snakebite to deter that.
Go.
Carry catches the 1 and leaves the rest.
And just the spray through there. Yeah. It works out.
Beautiful spray transfer from Bugos.
Alrighty, Surge now leading 3-0. We're gonna have tons of momentum going into this one, especially since the Infernos full bot last round or this round and they lose, then they're gonna be looking at an eco round or 2. So that could be another few points for the Surge. Gonna throw up the Viper wall, capture the old point for Neon, only 1 off now.
What a tight game right here. Everybody's already at this wall. Ooh, very close to catching the hair there. But Danny does make it through. They're taking care of the wall. Always want to make sure you do that. They're not really pushing off of it, though, so it's more of an intimidation here. Kumo's going to come around the back and might see a few. This is a great position. Gets a bit greedy. Is able to take 1 with the double dink. There's still some caught on site. This is a great wedge that Mo has here if they can push forward. Instead, they end up smoking themselves off. They might use it as leverage to get 1 man out of it. They do find it. Can he push any further? Hold up. No. They reply to it, and it is a 3v3 now. Low health all around.
1 enemy remaining. Last player standing.
From distance. Oh, so close, but it was just not the right set.
Tumbogos, the savior for the Surge.
Goodness. And they really do keep snowballing those first 2 rounds up into an OV4.
It really seems their playstyle has been to plant almost as soon as possible. Like, it seems Surge really likes the post-plant game.
But Inferno's read that so fast, they've already sent people in. Like, the rotation is dang near immediate, and nobody is, like, unrotating back to the other side in any kind of bait. So we're getting now into the place where Infernos have lost enough times that the econ is almost fair. So this could be another turnover point.
Ooh. Oh, almost runs right into the Molly there.
Inferno's punishing that speed they're finding in Surge. I love the reads.
Poison orb emitting.
Still holding off Tumbogos here.
Throw down the smoke there, but Tumbogos can do pretty good spraying through smoke, so
yeah, that's
I'd
true.
be a bit nervous with him.
Zushi might catch 2 to the back and 1 be the spike. This could be a good position there. Oh, almost on Sage. Slexic does take his in the hallway, though. That's going to move a little bit in the map as they feel the pressure from that side. Zushi finally finding his. Alerts, though, that chamber with the spike, and they turn around. Oh, this is such an awkward positioning for the offensive side.
Yeah, looks like they're thinking about maybe rotating through cave here. thing is that we don't necessarily see Viper. We still see Viper holding down
It's
B,
true.
so they're not pressuring them too much for time. So they're not taking too aggressive an option of rotating down through spawn there.
No, and we like that. Ooh. Still just the one Viper on site.
30 seconds left.
Starting to make some noise. It's getting close on time. Benji's got to start running through here.
Is able to get a good sideline set up on window, though.
Does, but I don't think they're going to push that. So
Coming through. I'm out
Throw
of
up the walls.
Here's
Here
one.
we go.
Buggo.
Oh, gets caught.
Last player
Nice.
standing.
Cut on the wall. Still
Spike
has
down,
plant,
B.
though,
No,
and it's just not going to win the 1v4.
Oh, it was so close. I was hoping for him, but now the score, 1-4. That's
Okay,
enough to make a
something
push.
that is consequential. I heard Tour de Force there be brought out.
Ooh, like right at the end?
Yeah, no, Inferno's there had already used Tour de Force
yes,
there. You
yes.
see he had already had it. So that's going to be an ultimate not available to them this round. So they get their first win, but have to spend an ulti to use it. And overall, in terms of ultimate economy, Surge was setting themselves up pretty good here. They're only 2 away from their Tour de Force. They already used the Seekers once before, I believe. So they should have a lot more utility there. Speaking of ults, there goes the Viper's Pit. Just going to use that to kind of block off B entirely, but...
Ooh, looks like they may force push it anyways. That Viper's Pit used defensively can be a bit of a gambit if you know that that means they only have one there, though they're also sending the dog through on A, and it's enough to create a little bit of a Terrakinetic. Oh, sees just the elbow here. Ooh, plays into it excellently. Gets back in their cover and almost catches the second one with that op. They're playing aggressive, though, so they take him down. That's an op to switch hands if Zushi and Celexa can't cover it. Ready for 2. Well-timed reload. Back out and catches him off guard. Timbugos, the last one on site until this.
Oh, unfortunately, gets caught out in their own flash.
Yep.
Knife is going to get destroyed instead of silencing Timbogos.
Yeah, Timbugos is not pushing here, not quite providing the pressure. Ooh, that is an awkward spot to be caught with Hunter Fury. Oh, but he
Just
doesn't go
kind
far
of whiffs
enough, yeah.
on it. Still haven't planted, which definitely seems like it's a Surge's strong suit. Once they get set up
30
by
seconds
planting,
left.
they start lining up their mollies. The audio cue is going to give some information over to Infernos, who
planted.
move in. Surge barely managed to get the spike
One
going
enemy
with
remaining.
the shorty taking out Akamo, but Sultek comes in with his quad, picks up another win for the Infernos.
Quad killing a beautiful finisher. 2-4, a much fair game. Much more fair.
Not going to be quite as easy for the Surge as they thought it would be.
That's just so awkward. Peeking with informational and utility and seeing that you could have gotten the kill if you still had the, the arm out.
Yep.
It's good though. Better to play safe.
Yeah, it definitely seems that the Infernos are able to delay the plant from the Surge. Then the Surge really kind of gets a lot of opportunities taken away for them. Surge has recently been working on team compositions and bringing in new agents recently. We kind of see that with Neon being brought in.
Oh, I love this knife right here. Good timing. Catches one off. There are 2 there, so that doesn't give it quite the information they're looking for. But they hear them committing to it anyways with that orb grab.
You want to play? Let's play.
I like this fan hold. They're pretty aggressive in the mid, though. If they try to push in on any of that, double doors being watched by A could catch them.
Tour de Force brought out by the Surge. Oh, but Kinetic
Spike
with
down
their
mid.
own op is going to be taking out Danny, forcing them to drop the spike as well. Tech now trying to do 2-on-1 here, gets risky peek over the wall there.
Selected with a good lineups. Going to be covered.
There you go. Oh, gotta
Too
run
fast. He's too fast. He gets caught by Ben G.
Gets hit with the trademark, too. It's going to slow him down a bit. Give Surge information on where he is.
Yeah,
They're
this positioning.
still awkwardly caught
It
in
really
center,
is.
though.
They're kind of donated their prestige with a great hold on to Hoji. Not even going to see it.
I'm a good shot.
Gets right back. I don't
30
like the
seconds
auto
left.
knifing, though. A little scary there. Benji, if any faster, could have caught him. Akamo in a great position for
One
both of these
enemy
guys. Gets
remaining.
greedy and finds both of them to finish off the round with 3-4.
This definitely seems to be one of the Inferno's strong suits,
Yep.
is consistently they're able to catch Surge at these off angles.
Surge, though, will take any space that they can get. I feel like that's a little bit too greedy, because if it's an uncomfortable space, they can wrap around and catch you in the middle like this. You're completely surrounded. Then you kind of have to play back-to-back and hide behind a box, and that's just not the space you want to be taking.
Now a lot of momentum back in favor for the Infernos. Surge had to burn their tour de force there. Here we go with the next one. Gonna throw down a trademark for the flank. In response, gonna throw down the poison orb.
Ooh, a nice little pack hold. I like that Surge is comfortable changing up how they would take this on. They were playing real tight in the beginning, and it was doing them well. When they start fanning out, Infernos takes them. So they're going back to a more cluster attack.
Yeah, and I think Akamo here is demonstrating just taking out his knife a lot, and I know you can kind of build up those sort of ticks when you play a lot, but if you're trying to hold a sight line, you really should, a long-range sight line, you really shouldn't be doing that.
Yep. Looks like they are not going to get the pressure response that they're looking for and kind of hold off on B.
You will not kill my allies.
It's a good res there. Gonna get the Surge. Almost pays for it. Actually, he's able to take out Zushi. Zultek taking out Took, though. Kinetic with the op, trying to hold down from mid here.
Looks like they're going to re-hit here, but Selexic's holding well.
Shock dart out of charges.
Might get a lot of information on this dart, actually. It's at least going to push Mo into a position of understanding onto Tobogos. Tobogos not in a great hold here. Kind of has a lot of people around him.
30 seconds left.
And there's that first hit from Kinetic. Really clearing out the site now. Surge is where they were about a minute ago. This time, they're going to really commit to going through center, maybe rotating onto A, especially considering that they've only got one person through that's already seen it.
Oh, doesn't realize.
Almost. Prestige knows they're there, though, and starts to just watch this side and move back
Spike
around,
down
listen to the
mid.
ropes. He's
One
already covered
enemy
by one on
remaining.
rotation, so they go back to B because they know there's only one left. They do have Spike, though.
No. Didn't even have Spike, was just counting on an exit frag or two there.
They were in spatial positioning of Spike, but they didn't have time to grab it and plant it, so.
Well, sometimes it just comes down to trying to get that one gun that you're great on, especially if you're an operator. And if you use the operator, I should say. And
if you're in
Kinetic, just doing great work on that.
Kinetic's definitely an excellent operator.
Now we got it tied 4-4. A lot closer than it started out.
I'd rather win.
And it's going to force the Surge into an off round here. Can't afford to get the full. Is going to have to save. Might be relying.
Ooh, Kinetic. Oh, that knife comes out, and they're going to start pushing right in. Hopefully they catch a nice shot there.
Their Neon's only with the Classic, so probably deciding to use their ult this round. Yep, there it goes.
Ooh, Selexic could aggress right down here and get some good shots. Takes one.
Blocking sight.
Prestige finds two already. He's low health because of it. Kinetic backs him up. He's going to take the fire from the side, but they're in a nice position to take that out. And Spike goes down.
A.
They own this site, and that's a flawless win by the Infernos. What a turnaround. Now looking at a 5-4, bonusing all their weapons in. Surge did not have a comfortable economy after that last play, and this is not looking great.
No, they're really faced into a credit shortage right now. It looks like they're going to be starting a timeout, which I don't blame because, you know, you basically have 5 straight wins from the Infernos. Actually, I think it was 4. I think Infernos won 1, then it went to 4-1, and from there on out, it's been all Infernos. So they're going to take a short timeout, Surges. And what do you think they're discussing right now? Your coach, what would you say to them?
Right. If I was coach, I would say you've tried a couple of different things, and I appreciate that. Right. You've tried to like move in as a pack. You've tried to move in spread out. Sometimes we take ground. Sometimes we hold back. What has worked and what hasn't. Right. You can run all these tests and you can run little experiments, but if you don't reflect on the results, then you're not actually making any progress. So I think that's what they're going to do.
All right, we're just going to try to find out what worked for them in the past rounds. And what do you think mostly worked for them in the past rounds compared to what we've seen in the mid-game?
Staying together and playing aggressive. I think that energy they had, the kind of risk-it-all energy they had in the pistol rounds, kind of played into the rounds right after. But after they lost that energy, after they lost that momentum, it all started going to the other side. I think Prestige, if they have just a second to think about it, play really excellently. Or not Prestige, the Infernos.
Well, we'll see how they do as we are ending this overtime and getting back into the game. Infernos have now taken the lead over the Surge, 5-4. So we're just a few rounds away from halftime here, and Kinetic just still unstoppable with this off.
so good. Those aggressive off holds are just so dangerous. You can't peek anything.
Now, Surge really contemplating whether they want to try to peek through B again. Kinetic is holding it down.
Oh, interesting. They're trying to catch him on timing. You know, scoot back, be quiet, and re-hit. But Inferno stays strong. Wow, no. Akamo decides to push in after them. But they were there ready for him. Now Inferno's knows they're going to be there. In fact, goes for a whole rotate
Danny
commit.
doesn't know. And manages to sneak under Sultek there. Staying close to the wall, staying out of his sightlines. Manages to get to point safely. Now
Standing ahead.
Good work taking a few more. They had a flank that moved a little
planted.
too slow in. They're on site now, though, hoping anyone will turn it back to this opening, but they know that doorway is not safe anymore. Tomogos might peek it one more time, but the knife comes out first a little bit fast. Does catch one in the corner, though.
Flash around the corner.
He's
Juke
a
is
good flash. Ooh, selects it.
Last player standing.
Sees the bullets, knows where they're at. Information goes out, though, and they reply too quickly. Tuke taking him down to win this round for the Surge. Even 5-5.
Duke has been getting better at his game sense and working with his team for open space and create opportunities to push here. They managed to tie it up. And did they manage to grab the op is what I'm wondering. I would assume they did. Kinetic can still buy a new one, but yeah, Duke has the op now.
Ooh, I like this fan.
That can be just a huge credit shift. Infernos can still weather a few rounds of losses, but having to spend for another op is going to bring them down to only about 2,000-3,000 credits each.
Yeah, we see this together play again. They're going to be a little bit slower now after they got scared with Kinetic's off last time, and Kinetic is ready to run it back. Holding strong that angle, they're going to come in from the side, hopefully get a nice wide swing and pop on him. We'll see if they can do it. This is a good call, too. Always enter with utility. Oh, the Cloudburst is not quite there. They follow with the flash. They're just overrun. This could be a good sight take. The rotation comes out, though they might have one. It's not super comfortable. They've got a result. Got to go back and push it. Oh, he's already got a good pinch on him. He finds one. He knows the flank's coming out, so he goes in for a second. It's there. They try to come after him, but they're just getting timings too well. Goes for a third, gets shot out of the air, but does get some damage on. Carry doing well.
You will not kill
close
my
enough to be
ally.
able to res the KO, it looks like.
Oh, it's
Mike.
true.
No, okay, just barely
Goes
gets
for
it.
it. They're pushing on him. Oh, first
Last
stick.
player
Looks for
standing.
one, but it's not there. Carry gets the fourth and takes the Infernos down to a 5-6.
Last round before the switch.
Very key. Unfortunately, the one round when the Surge starts to get their econ back, it's just before the switch. So,
yeah.
I mean, better late than never, I suppose. Yeah, I was not thinking he
What a
would be able to
risky
get
move.
there in
I
time.
like this wall, but the wall doesn't ever go up.
Oh, yeah, that's
See,
true.
otherwise it would have been a great move, because it's not like they have pinged on their map where he died.
Which made me wonder, you know, would need to see again there where the
gas management was at.
management was at. I'm thinking.
What a rough one. Because otherwise that would have been an excellent play.
Duke and Kinetic both taking different angles here with their ops. We only have one person really holding on A, that's Prestige, with a really tight angle next.
No, they're actually very spread out, because there's only one on B and A. Then they have 3 vert stacked in
Everyone's
mid.
all over.
Everyone is very all over. This is a real Yahtzee of a play here. Sushi
Oh,
might catch two
Sushi.
entirely off guard, including the op. He gets greedy for that.
Oh,
op,
he's
but
getting
no.
greedy!
Oh, unreal.
Oh,
And wraps back around and
he
meets
should
his
have been,
teammate.
should have been punished for
Wow,
that.
definitely should have. Now they catch all of A. They know it's clean. They're going to start rotating. They've already got that pressure on B side.
Surge, you gonna take that? That sort of disrespect?
Let him, wow, it's too much screen time. He was giving you a haircut back there. Ooh, what a lineup. Goes for another, and there's no movement. Oh, lots of
Just
damage.
able to get a tick there, though.
Yep.
Spike planted.
Revealing area.
Gonna throw out the dart.
Yeah, it's not going to do very much in that smoke. Ooh, this is a good look. Selects it. Might. Nope, not going to happen. Zushi, though, knows now. Is going to find the buggos.
She just throws out a flash there. Gonna throw out his other.
Oh, just unloading the utility. They don't want to make any risks here.
Has to go into the
Last player standing.
Oh, just barely. Prestige looking to really wrap this one up, but it's close. The timer is ticking
No,
hard.
he doesn't have the time now. He's just looking for one exit frag here. Not that it would make too much of a difference. He can't save. We're at halftime. Everything reset. And Surge, very crucially, not letting it get tied up at halftime. Going 7-5.
Excellently done.
Switching sides.
All right, team compositionally speaking, how do you see this half moving in contrast or compared to the previous half?
Yeah, one thing that's kind of a thing to remember is, you know, we don't see Neon that much, but I think one thing that Surge is definitely going to be appreciating is that Neon is going to help them rotate just a little bit more from A to B, because this is such a wide open map that having that speed boost, if they use it at the right time, I think Neon can really give the Surge maybe just a little bit more of an edge in terms of rotations on defense.
Especially if you ask me why is Viper so critical, it's her wall, cutting the space up and taking space. You know, you can do it piecewise instead of all at once, and Neon has that. It's just faster. So I agree with you there.
I also would say just, well, we already have some exchange here. Going to be thrown out. Prestige.
Woo! Good timing and good team timing too, because that was timed off of them shooting at the dart. So I like that.
Here.
Yeah. Oh,
Kinetic
just going to barely miss them.
Behind enemy lines, Tumbogos, good game sense, knows to watch this carefully and gets away with his life because of it, though they go chasing it after him. Running
One
on the
enemy
three.
remaining.
Oh,
Flawless.
Yeah,
dangerous.
that peak was a little bit iffy for me, especially when you think when you have a teammate right there to, you know, you can at least arrange a double peek here or something, but just holding down shift here and just peeking so slowly around the corner, it's no wonder it got a headshot.
Yeah, and I mean, like you're saying, you could have had Benji help with you and go for like a nice short and wide. Try to double peek that, especially considering you're in pistol round. It's not like they're just gonna op you.
Well, we don't see an op here, but we see its smaller cousin, the Marshall. We'll see what work that can do. Already trying to get a shot here or there, but doesn't quite look like it.
The mid aggression from Infernos is steady. I feel like, oh no. Oh no. Absolutely caught.
What
Two.
What was that?
Tuke was having too much fun. They're
Well,
like, hey,
can you, is there like some sort of peak angle here that I am not aware of, or was that just completely pointless?
is there something we don't know, or were they just enjoying, you know, the architecture?
Not only am I going to jump up and down for no reason, I'm going to do it in the one part of the map that makes audio noises when I do.
With the flashback. Oh, Selexic played David's game there, but does capture one. Barricade getting another one. Not a great
One enemy
but
remaining.
it's not even punished. Carry, wow, just really bids on that spot, even though his teammate under fire runs right past him and jumps out. A great hold from Kinetic. Just, oh, that Marshall fits like a glove in his hand.
Well, now it's tied up again, Infernos and Surge.
Gun here.
And yeah, this was clearly a moment where
Need a
some parenting failed. You know, it's not time to play in the fountain here. You need to get out and do your job here.
Thanks.
Unlucky. And good of Selexic to be able to you know, to steady that trace under flash.
Oh, and Kinetic already going for the op as soon as possible.
Third round op, I love it. We're looking at a 7-7. This is the time to pull it out. And look at this scatter. Look at this fan. We see some more aggression in mid, but Danny's going to try to shut it down if they can. Backed by Prestige. Ooh, not going to be there.
Barely manages to get a peek there.
Goodness. It's a good thing they walk out with their life in the op there. Going to see leaning towards B, but they're kind of spread out still. Watching this hallway for a nice lineup. I think on this shoot, they're counting to 3. Nobody else is really watching that spot, though, so cutting off this line means all they have to do is take care of one person in their own site, so here it goes.
I mean, I know it's a standard place for the Viper wall, but I do love that placement there. Just cutting off those
Spike planted.
two routes toward D entirely. Unless someone is flanking you from behind, you're able to just take so much away from defense.
Yeah, the pressure on Carry is pretty solid, but it wasn't quick enough. They're able to come out and take one almost a second while reinforcements are on their way as well. So kind of gave up that site there just by being a little slow, but looks like they're going to try to take it back. Prestige takes one down, bringing them to a 4v3 as Surge are just struggling to hold on this site from the back.
One enemy remaining.
Out, but not quite enough. Surge goes down and Inferno's win with 3 people on the board, looking to bonus some into the 4th round for the map. Including that op.
Yeah. The op, very crucially, Kinetic not falling to that. Would be the one big econ swing that Surge could kind of pull off here.
He is playing fairly risky with the op, though. Like, he was kind of multitasking angles
But
under second ADS.
to be fair, if there's one agent that you do that on, it's Jeff.
That's fair. That is fair. We're going to see the Marshal come out for Danny. Gets a little eye contact with that Headhunter. Does not want to play it. Rushes to sight. Gets a little backup. Gonna let them,
the op is a better Headhunter than the actual Headhunter.
Unfortunately, it is.
Take a peek through there. Kinetic has rotated around the other team there. Gonna rotate back through mid here. Might have their eyes on B.
Pick up their man.
See Danny in the center here. Doesn't quite manages to catch him by surprise.
Very nice.
Sultek's usually the one doing that.
I'm not exactly sure where he was looking with that Oni Phantom. Ooh, Carry, a good dodge there. Don't like really having this knife out very often.
Spray through the wall.
Yep, and it was only because they pulled their gun back out that they heard that. Otherwise, they wouldn't be spraying that corner. Zushi with a great hold here. Might catch one even two if he plays off of it. Looks like he's not going to be too aggressive. Don't peek with that flash. Saw an absolute timing by the other one. Yep.
30
Peek
seconds
with your
left.
gun, then throw utility. Ooh, Tukir, a nice little hold. Oh! Prestige.
Just holding in there.
Wow,
Manages. Whoa!
Good
He has
spray
tied it
control.
up.
Yeah.
And he hasn't taken any damage there. Unfortunately, Akabo has to run. And he's going to be intercepted
10
by this
seconds
Neon
left.
here.
Oh, there's no chance.
Oh,
So close. Almost 6 bucks. It does not plant time.
he took
Last
the
player
secondary
standing.
instead of the primary.
Spike down A.
If that
Thrifty.
was that another bad gas management, because he threw out a little.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's what the replay is going to be.
We're gonna see, because
No, this is earlier.
no,
in the-
it looks like they had the chance. If they could have gotten to that shroud there, ran around the corner and gotten for the plant, I think there was a chance. You can plant in 4 seconds.
We got a real barn burner on our hands, tied 8-8.
In we go.
Kinetic also very close to knives, as you can see there. Tug also one away from the Seekers.
This is an important one, because 8-8, you're starting to
Now,
get up
this
into
is
high
one
digits.
thing Kaori needs to be a lot more disciplined in holding this, because Kaori has really been favoring holding down B and going for these very tight angle holds. The problem is, if he's pulling out his knife so much, he's going to give away his position.
Yes, yep. This is actually a forced buy from both sides. We have, I think, 3 or 4 light armors on the board, and at least one person with 0 credits in pocket. Oh, Selexic. So close to catching one, but Bogos finds him first. Brings him 4-4. They're going to try to play off that. 3 players walking through mid here. I like the camaraderie, but they're not going to catch anyone here.
Throws out the smoke.
Surge now playing like a left-right defense. It's going to be difficult to rotate once they feel the pressure on one side. What? That was full silhouette. That should have been there. That was entire silhouette, head to toe. Just did not think about that.
No, didn't think about that angle at all. Was thinking about window instead.
That's all right. It's all right. Playing my muscle memory. Kinetic looking to take care of Benji instead of pushing hard, doesn't it?
Oh, caught the reload. Has to pull out the
no.
classic and is not going to win in that circumstance.
Good timing play by his opponent there, and a good call to move to that sidearm, but too much time was spent trying to get the
Lineup.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, it looks like they've kind of almost secured this round, so now they're just looking for some treads.
Waiting for the defuse, throws out the flash.
One enemy remaining.
Not gonna happen.
And I think
Sushi
it actually, that flash landed there.
cleans him up with his 2. Beautifully done, bringing him to a 9-8, bonusing in 2 guns. That's a rough one. I want to see what the economy's like. Yeah, we see some Spectres and some pistols, maybe a little bit of arguing on what exactly
but
they're
this
doing.
is where,
buying, saving.
unfortunately, the camera went away at just this moment, but I think in the split second, yeah, you do see that flash did work. So
did hit.
it works just as well at long range as it does short, which I like that play because you have to have someone looking over toward window. But
True, it's true. Well done. And that snake bite was thrown.
You
at
want to
good
play?
timing.
Let's play.
oh, CSGO button has been pushed. It's now time to see how Surge does without their abilities.
Prestige, though, does get to hold on to his op.
They're actually using that EMP to just kind of push right on toward A very quickly. A lot of what the Surge did earlier on in the round to great success. Yeah, now they can get comfortable with their post plant.
Wow, yeah, a very comfortable post plant. They
There
backed off
was
the site
no
with 5
resistance
people.
whatsoever
It was
to
not.
that.
That was a clean plant. This could be no contact round if they keep it like this. That wall's both nice and up. Gonna keep flashing out this corner. I'm surprised they didn't push off of it. A third wall now. And then it comes out. Another flash. Oh, the cloud burst not quite in time. Gary looking for that defuse.
He's gonna stick it!
Here just to waste time, and he does it. A thrifty from the Surge. That's one problem with planting under no resistance is they still have a full team,
Sure.
and all they have to do is waste your time and keep you at bay. They can just throw people at you to their death. They just need to keep one in the pocket to defuse. Keep it like this. That way. So good understanding the win con instead of getting greedy for the kills, because they just kept throwing a whole bunch of utility out here instead of pushing in on them, and it was because of that that Tuke was able to single-handedly take down the team.
Yeah, just with the help of that Sage wall there, we now go to 9-9.
A tight game.
Get
There's
out
been
of
a
my
lot of back
way.
and forth. Oh.
So the knives, Tuke already taking a bit of chip damage there, or barely managing to get
Trying
away.
to run away with that splash. That's not what I would have done. Danny able to take one down before going out. She also takes one on Dyslexic. Has a nice reply. We're looking at a 3-4 now, very central. Only one in A, considering leaving too, kind of running around. But Spike is not in a great position. Nobody has eyes on it on either side. Kind of left in pocket, Kinetic.
Last
Got
player
ult and
standing.
doesn't get to use it too, finding their second there. Akamo almost makes it to the Spike, but
close.
goodness. What a round. That one was much more chaotic.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised Tuke is still alive. It's not often in my experience that you can just turn around and run away.
Yeah, Mo, I like this timeout.
Infernos are now going to take this time out. Get a little bit of information from their coach right now. And overall, you know, if we're talking about some of the players for the Infernos, one player that's really kind of gotten a lot of credit is Zushi in a center role, although technically not playing as a center role right now, but just in general as a center role has had some great lurks and good survivability. That's really what the coaches have been saying that really stands out about him.
Yeah, the lurks on this map have been interesting. We haven't seen any huge lurk catches. They've been kind of pushing that lurk pretty hard and looking for a kind of a pinch or a flank. But the speed of game we've been playing at, I feel like those flanks have been coming in too late. What do you think?
It definitely seemed to me that in the first half of the game, in the first few rounds, even though they didn't win a lot of those rounds, it seemed like the Infernos were really good at their flanks. I think Sultek was the one that was catching the flanks most often. But is that a scenario of just the flanks are good, or was it just, you know, the Surge aren't really looking at the angles they're supposed to? Because a lot of those flanks were just, they were completely looking in the opposite direction. See, Stainer is going to be forced into an off round. Ooh, Kinetic though with the Guardian.
Ooh, Akamo with a good little W. And wow, what a kit here. We're seeing a lot of long range feel from the Inferno side here.
Definitely seems to have worked out for them initially, able to eliminate Tuke. Gonna peek around here. Tumbogo's holding this down with the Vandal, though.
Ooh. Just kind of uncomfortably trying to multitask these angles. Get some information out for Akamo, but it would have been nice if they worked together.
Force the teleport out.
He's gonna do it again. No, and ult after with only 34 health. If they can play aggressive, they can kill this one out, but instead he's gonna get the plant down. He's
Kinetic also really
back out.
low on health.
What a dangerous push. Excellent hold from the Surge, I suppose. I thought those were pretty typical angles, but Infernos were getting really caught by those.
Oh my
Here it
goodness.
is. Gonna start moving in. They're playing against one player in the smoke with 34 health. Talk about toxin management. They are out. Well, keep in mind, they catch one. Oh, second. But the knife is out too quick. That needs to be out.
Just gonna try to stick it with the Sage Wall.
Last player standing.
I just managed to do it.
That Sage Wall, very critical, because otherwise they would have had that one easy. I've never seen so much like upfront planting that just goes to the Sage Wall. I mean, why is that? Is that a nice like spike lineup, or was she just trying to get the spike down immediately? I think she was just pressured because it was at 34 health and wanted to get around one side.
Now we see the reason why the Infernos went with that half buy here. They want to make sure they have a full buy so it doesn't go to that crucial round 12. At that point, Infernos would be forced to win 3 in a row just to drive it to overtime. So very crucial win here for the Surge. Gonna peek a bit here through the hall.
You start to hear that orb pick up.
Woo!
Sky's gonna play a little more aggressively, gets caught for it by Kinetic. Finally, the orb actually changed hands. Now Prestige has got to move up. Sorry, not Prestige.
Inferno's being pretty cautious.
Yeah, the spike is in the wrong spot. So
yeah, they don't even really realize no one's holding B.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one person holding B just off. Okay,
the mini-map is a little awkward, but still, Spike is just hanging out alone, far from the site, which they have almost entirely cleared. They've got 2 and 2, but Infernos wants to play nice and slow here. They're looking for a no-mistakes round because otherwise, like you're saying, they're holding an uncomfortable down by 3 in order to stay alive. This is their last mistake.
Okay. Woo. It's going for a very cheeky shorty hold here now.
Yep.
This is the moment, this is the crucial moment to not reload or just do any of those normal ticks you do.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, this is when all your teammates like, oh, you're at 28. You should probably reload. And the full push, they're ready for it now. Akamo comes in first, going right to them. Sees a little bit of that muzzling. Oh, they're at, and it's a pinch. They get caught. Going in for the spike right on top of this gas. I like it. It is so far very clinical.
10 seconds
They
left.
waited quite a bit for it, so could have been close on time if they got any pressure, but it wasn't there. So now Surge moving around their 2 players, which have ult. They could spend it to try to get here, but I don't think either of these are what they need. So Infernos just have to stay nice and strong here. Surge
1
has to
enemy
play
remaining.
deliberately. Benji gonna come around. He's already seen. And that's a win for the Infernos, a much needed win. Now they're only down 1.
Gonna ping the operator there, make sure they hold on to that. Well, this has been one of the closest starts to a grand final that we've seen. Surge definitely showing that they really have been practicing. They definitely want to take down the Infernos.
Let's see if they can do it. Just a round away from kind of changing the intensity of the gameplay here. Infernos with a good look. Decides to go mid instead of be short here. Might split it just watching their back. Akamo is. That Molly's good indication they don't have to worry about it. If they push any further, they'll be looking right into Benji's tour de force. Oh, Kinetic. Sweeping right through with that op, trying to watch mid. Trying to catch it. Might be there almost.
No, but
gets caught.
Caught. Got about mid.
Yeah.
Here.
Not the start the Infernos wanted.
It's not.
Prestige
still
also
looking
finding him
good
in this awkward spot.
Kind of walked into the gunfire there, yeah. Really interesting. And a sweep. That's some Ares gameplay right there.
Yeah, that is. But they weren't holding the Ares.
No, they weren't.
They weren't holding the Odin. They weren't holding the Ares. So. All right, gonna plant down on B. Look at Benji. Just looked away for a moment. I thought he wouldn't be able to do it.
Prestige very close. On 22, and oh, he knows where all of them are, but he can't do anything about it. They catch him on the side. Danny, a good move. Looking to bring this up to a 12, but Mo has other plans. Finds one, starts moving up the back of another. He's diffusing there behind the wall.
Last
Don't get
player
comfortable behind
standing.
that wall. You still have several angles to watch. Akamo looking great back here. They're on his tail, but he's still at 150 on the health. All he has to do is burn time, so he stays nice and steady. Go to 100 down. They do find him, so that is it, and the Surge take to 12. It's a different gameplay now.
Don't even stop that shit.
Yeah, that was some very clutch timing there by the Surge. I realized Took was way too low out there.
Match point.
He was going to be the one to defuse, and it was all up to Tom Bogos. But there's kind of the Achilles heel of the Sage Wall strat. It's worked out so well, but kind of gotten the mentality, oh, I'm just going to throw it up and it's going to work like every other time.
If we go back to talking about how different the gameplay style is from first couple rounds into like mid-game, then we've moved into stage 3, which is no mistakes left in the bank. You're at game point trying to get into this end zone of overtime.
You want to play? Let's
so the Infernos
play.
have to play just search mode from here on out. Kinetic already taking no risks, gets a few shots off and jumps. Not going to fight that off down to 2. Ooh, somebody else will though and get the money for Prestige. Plays against Benji and successfully so. Going to come riding in. Plants on a free space, only one watching, a few more rotating, but they're already preoccupied some other place like Zushi taking his down on B side. Means only 3 more left for the Infernos to take care of, and they already have an ult and an ult in the pocket if they need it. Spike is down and they're not moving off site.
Gonna use that Brez there, make it a 4 to 5. Ooh, gets hit by Neon, but Prestige doing work on the tour de force, taking out Danny. Duke is gonna trade one with Kinetic. Prestige up to his triple now.
Oh, kind of chasing him down there. Hold steady. Here comes the
One
defuse.
enemy remaining.
No shot. Prestige takes one almost the second. It's okay. They've got the numbers, and there it is. Attackers take it. Inferno's still now just 1 point behind, but it's a win by 2 scenario. You're basically already at 1 point into overtime.
Yeah, Prestige, definitely great work with the tour de force there. Just didn't have a chance, Bendit. Now it's just one more win for the Infernos, but both teams have managed to do another full loadout here. Although, no, Surge is at a slight disadvantage. 2 of them had to settle for small shields. So they're going to try to look to get one pick off instantly here, kind of make up that shield deficit.
You are
Oh, that's a great, such a great EMP there. He's forced to just straight through.
Wow, they're swarming the site. They've already got the plant off inside the
Spike
smoke.
planted.
It's not a lot of pressure from Surge. They know they have a little bit of time and they can wait for this wall to go down. And there it is. Now they can start moving in. Got 2 coming from either side here. Oh, and Sky, you can't tell, but so low on health.
Poison's gone.
With Seekers out. Kinetic looking at the wrong person. Finally turns around, finds 2. Danny
player
taking
standing.
Danny taking another before going down to Zuki. Only a few left
One
on the
enemy
board.
remaining.
Okay, wait a minute.
Ooh.
Okay, congratulations to Ben G there, but I'm just saying, that ultimate's designed so you can run and gun with it. You're not supposed to crouch peek around with Neon's ult.
Defenders win.
That's like an off angle. You can do that.
It's just an off, you know, they're not expecting it so much that it's actually going to work. I have never seen Neon's ult be played like that. Oh, that's great. Use Neon's ult like you have an op in your hand. It's the polar opposite of how you're supposed to play it. That's a great way to end, though. But hey, you know, going it alone can only get you so far. Ultimately, if you want to increase your chances of success, you have to level up your teaming skills. And as much as I was just kind of ragging on them for that last play, though, that was good coordination that we saw there, using the Seekers and Neon's ult at the same time, giving them so much advantage to retake that point and defuse the spike. You can see how talented these players are. And Esports Tower really takes the time to create teams of well-matched teammates. I'd like to do a shout-out to Coach Holter, and for those of you watching who haven't checked out Esports Tower Clubs, you should. It's fast track to rank up. So the Surge barely managed to avoid overtime and win game 1.
They do, and it almost feels like that 11-11 is technically a win by 2 situation already. So you're just trying to avoid getting all your creds reset and, you know, leveling the playing field. So they were able to hold that momentum for a last little second there.
Well, next on the docket is going to be Bind. We'll see if the Surge can pick up a win in that stage. Will they be able to finally get their first win to close out the spring season? We'll find out after these messages.
We're going to build bridges and hospitals in a day. We're going to save families from disaster and feed those left in the cold. We invite you to join us. The next greatest generation is now.
A rogue virus. No jobs. Sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, Watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by. Growing up in Idaho, we have certain rules we live by. First rule, camouflage never goes out of style. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back to this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble in Valorant, broadcasting from the Boise State Game Pans Esports Arena. We're back with the final Rumble of the spring season. Surge won Game 1 of our Grand Finals, looking to take the Infernos on Bind and claim the championship. I'm your host, Jacob Jem Palmer, joined by Greg Olsol-Smith. And Greg, before we get into the match, just a quick shout out to all the players who have managed to get scholarships from Esports Tower. Esports Tower Club members who've graduated from clubs and been offered scholarships across the country over the last 3 months. Esports Tower Club members have received over $1.6 million in scholarship awards. These students have not only worked hard on their in-game play, but hard academically and have earned these scholarships opportunities. We could not be more excited and proud to see all the opportunities these players are getting. Well, we're not going to have too much time to talk before this because we're going to get right into the game as soon as we can. So I'll ask for your advice in a little bit, but before we get to your advice, let's get to Doc's advice. And Doc's keys to the game presented to us by Esports Tower. Score pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. And of course, the keys to the game are flank effectively, spend and peek wisely, don't unscope at the wrong time, and count cards, call abilities. The Surge are on match point. Can they take down the Infernos and win it all, or will the Infernos rally and force us to a Game 3? We are going to Bind on this one, Greg, and what are your initial thoughts as we head to Bind?
You know, I'm actually going to use this time to talk non-specific about Bind. just warm up is what I would say. Warm up. Spend a lot of time deathmatch more than you think you need to. Do a little aim labs, a little Kovacs, because all the silly little mistakes that you, I should have done this, I should have done that, it's just bad for morale. You're going to start saying don't end on a loss. Just take your time to warm up and really get into it. Make it part of the gameplay.
Well, here we go. We're headed to head into Bind, second of this best of 3, with Surge looking to close it out here. And off we go. Kind of going from a stage on Breeze that has kind of one of the most wide open mids in the game to one that doesn't have mid at all.
Yeah.
Select your
and
agent.
the rotation style is definitely different considering we have teleporters as well. So they have to be ready to move a little bit differently. It doesn't look like we're going to see a huge... Actually, we don't have a lot of composition locked in. Yeah,
taking advantage of the Riot Zero, of course.
Yeah, we love that. Yeah, it's cooler when everyone actually locks at the same time. That's okay.
That's interesting. 2 Sentinels here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very similar loadouts, actually. The only difference really is, are those Sentinels. Otherwise, the main 3, the kind of skeleton crew, is definitely here on either side. I like these sky smokes.
Surge opted to go instead, for the 2 controllers, so a lot of smoke available to them.
Yeah. And these kind of narrow, tighter play, like Raze and Sky, are very effective here. Kind of more AoE things, utilities here.
So waiting for everyone to get set up here. Like we see it isn't the Infernos actually that got the win, it was Surge that got, there we go, thank you very much. Surge at match point here.
Nice typical setup. One behind the truck, one playing a little aggressive onto Bath. Oh, never mind. They're just going to full force it. They heard me.
They're just going to change it up immediately.
I love it. And this kind of pistol round aggression is something I'm seeing more and more of. They're not going to catch a lot of eyesight here, though.
Trying to do a few jump peeks there. Tumbogo's trying to bait out a shot or 2.
Might get one shot. Hori with a good spot there. That smoke's not going to get anything out of Zushi, though, who's already down in health.
Manages to heal up, though. It was just temporary.
Yep. Very quiet game. This is actually the slowest pistol round we've seen in a while. Zushi, I love this camera. Ooh, gonna get some info about exactly what's going on.
Camera taken out.
Doesn't get the... Oh, does actually get some serious damage. We're hearing the boombot come out. A good reply to that as well. They do own quite a bit of this site. That was a nice flash, but the timing is good.
Struggling with this peek through Baths here.
Ooh, they play aggressive, but oh man, he pushes off kinetic, but the backup is there. That's why you always want to push with 2 people. Zushi might catch 2 here. Got some issues in the back. He doesn't peek fast enough.
Cage triggered.
1 enemy remaining.
Bait out some engagement from the defuse there. Now one of them's going to stick it as they figure they have 4-on-1 here.
Ooh.
Although Took with the frenzy.
Woo! That's good frenzy hold. That's good understanding, you know, what you have and how to use it. That was honestly more surgical from both sides. Very deliberate in a lot of the holds and a lot of the peaks. A lot of response to the utility and when utility was used. I like that. I like that round.
Just a bit surprised there. Took was so low on health here.
Oh, yeah.
But just kind of took advantage of the spray through the smoke there.
Yes.
Looking for a sneaky position. Look at that. Some of these placements for the smokes are just something else.
Yeah, I mean, when you have one of these OG maps and an original gangster character here, it's a lot of... it gets a little funky with the holds.
Kinetic already is able to get a shot against Took here, but he's going to get caught in reload against Classics.
Yeah, you don't want to be reloading, you know, naked to 2 angles like that. Definitely hop back off the truck. It's a fun off angle to have for the first couple bullets, but the beauty in an off angle is a surprise. After that, you are in rough territory. We see Someone getting pretty far into B. Yeah, here it is. Danny. Got that headhunter ready. Might actually find one or two. He's got to move quickly, though. Good sky smoke timing. I like it. Is able to catch one on the reload. Oh, but coming back. Zushi just has a better gun skill at that you know, with that setup. Ooh, Zushi ready with the next one. Finds the head, and with some help from Selectsic, they clear out the site, getting a second one for the Infernos.
Almost all went for Spectres there, and certainly paid off here, and this is just painful to watch.
Oh.
That's why the Headhunter and the Sheriff in general is just going to punish you so much if you can't click the head.
That's why we warm up. Because when you are playing a Ghost first round, it's not going to be pretty if you didn't warm up.
That goes there.
Going to find some sneaky positions there for the tripwires. It's always what you want to be doing with Cypher, trying to catch him off guard. It looks like all of them are thinking of just pushing through short here. Moving their way, going to throw the flash out, but they run right into the tripwires.
Yeah, this is a pretty aggressive push from Surge. Not a lot going on, though. They're kind of got a pinch feel here after they've run right into somebody else's territory. They might take immediate zone, but now they're watching from the front and the back. Wall is up, kind of preventing him from pushing any further, so.
Zushi here with the flank.
Not quite there.
Got confident off the stem.
Yeah, that speed boost is nice, but don't think you own the world with it.
KJ's going to be thrown down by Infernos here.
Playing a much better switch to sidearm. Checking all the typical angles like the ceiling and not behind the truck. So goes down, unfortunately. Not quite going to catch that defuse. Goodness, gets out just to avoid the death, but wow.
Yeah, it's going to be the detain that does it.
Oh, that was a rough little area check before going into the defuse. If they had pushed a little bit further while still holding that stem, that could have been an easy defuse. Yeah, I'm just going to rewatch this one. Comes flying in, catch. Oh, yeah, I got caught by the first one. Had some people behind it. Good to double check those angles, but when you're playing 2 against 2, your odds are just as good.
Not able to find it there. Now it looks like this is going to be a much more of a close game, akin to what we saw firsthand. Some exchange in short is going to go in Kinetic's favor. Put the Infernos up 1 and take away the Seekers.
I like this pack moving in. Surge has been more successful when they all play together. Hopefully they can find someone. Kinetic in a good position for first one. Not going to get a whole lot. In fact, Carey's going to find more on him. Akamo looking to back that up. They're a bit deep for throwing that molly, so it really doesn't provide the pressure that they were hoping for, but at least it means that Prestige doesn't need to be there to help. Goodness. Prestige fighting his own battles back here. Finds eye contact with Timbugos. Looks to play into that corner there. A good smoke, but he plays aggressive on it and finds the spike. Doesn't want to play into the spike knowing that people probably rotated to it, which is true. There's 2 more. Going in for that ult point. Maybe Kaori plays aggressive. Not going to be there. They throw the boombot in after. It's a reply to the dog.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, the boombot doesn't get a lot of information. Ooh, but it's not. Not going to be Akamo to find the kill. Prestige now playing against 2 people, but really playing for time. They can sacrifice themselves. Just be loud here. Yep.
Yeah, that was a really risky way to use the hawk.
Yeah. It's all right though, because what? That was good.
That is the spray and pray that we always talk about.
That's wild. I mean, you never really get punished for just shooting an untraced round into all of that smoke, so go for it, I guess. But no, I liked what they were doing here. Like, they knew they were going to go down. The win con is at mine. They only have 10 seconds left. But wow, Zushi entirely out of pocket, just taking them both through the smoke.
It was totally planned. Yeah, but I mean, it's such a narrow doorway that the spray is going to catch them anyway, so.
That's fair, especially from the side like that.
Now, this is going to be very interesting to see if Zushi can indeed be able to use this Cypher ult effectively because it is difficult to use.
It is, and this was really, you know, earlier in earlier metas, past patches, serious problems on the ult here. We've had some balancing though, so we might see Zushi get a good chance to pull it out.
Actually, the dart hit Tuke there, so.
Already one down, but it's not going to be in his area.
Still 4-4. What's interesting is Tuke is the only one without a full buy here. He's settled for the Stinger. And also half shields as well as Benji here.
That's true. It's always rough when your team kind of leaves you in the low creds. Oh, Prestige not quite able to catch Tumbogos. Tumbogos now can move right in and play against his next opponent, Akamo, who is already fighting his own demons here. Absolutely being overwhelmed by sight. Inferno's got the rotation coming in, but it might not be quick enough. Slixic. Akamo.
Gonna get smoked off in heaven here.
Launching smoke.
Yeah, a little reply smoke. Once those are down, he's comfortable moving in. Tumbogos plays right through it and finds him. Uncomfortable for Akamo, bringing us to a 3-2. And look at that low health on ET Surge.
Wasn't only low health, they had low credits there. That was a half buy for them. They had to win it. They did. So now they're going to be able to go for a full buy here. Hopefully no one gets caught with what they don't want. A little bit of skin exchange there.
Oh, definitely. The classiest gameplay.
And here we go.
Surge now looking to move together onto this A site. A good read by the Infernos, maybe. Oh, they send a good flash out. Replied with Tuke's dog. Not going to find anything, so they know they can go aggressive through Bath. The call's already made. I Love Danny's coming in for the orb, finds it successfully. They don't pre-clear this angle through the wall. And instead going to flash over the top. That's a good one. Call's been made. They don't see anything before the smoke comes out, so one good flash will cover it. That is a good molly.
Yeah,
that's a good molly. We did not see a very effective molly earlier, but this one I like. Oh, wow, and all the spray and pray mode is not when taking risks here.
Look at Kinetic, though, here with this Judge.
Ooh, running away with the knife is not my favorite, but he's in a much better spot now. Yeah, this is a good line hold from the Infernos. I mean, just look at the minimap. They are crossing a straight line right around your typical sites.
Oh, Kinetic!
Unreal.
Targeted
Prestige
with that ult.
Prestige finding two more, finally goes down to carry, but it's fine because Mo can just clear up the site. Now Spike's in an awkward spot. I mean, it's where you want it to be, but it... Oh, no, it did. It did plant just in time. Now they're looking for a defuse. Tumbogos is the last one here. They can bait it out with a little tap and double peek him, but they can't do it. And he gets actually... doesn't go for the hold.
Tumbogos!
Oh, he almost had it, but... Tumbogos finds his 3K before going down to Zushi, who with that cage could have just stuck the whole thing. So Tumbogos almost had it handed to him. Yeah, let's see it again.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
Yeah, takes both down, goes in for they're not going to be there. The reply is good. Just barely gets the plant off before killed there. A 4-2. Not too bad of a look for either side. Surge probably not as comfortable on creds.
You're gonna have to find some way to tie it up here. There goes another orbital strike in response. Showstopper as well, pulled out by Kinetic here. Inferno's just starting right off the bat with two ultimates trying to... Oh, just ran out of time.
Spike down A.
Spike is still taken down in A. Throws out the molly, going to force him off the spike.
A very aggressive defense from Infernos on the A side. Might even catch one. A little bit of shot through the wall. Kinetic. A long-distance Bulldog. Not my favorite, but he's definitely doing it well.
Tuke giving some healing right now.
Good to have.
Still 4-4. As we've seen things have shifted over to B, but Zsushi's been waiting patiently all this time. He's looking through his camera right now. Now looks back toward the door. They throw down the wall for B. Might trying to be planting on B. The problem is they're both split up 2-2 here.
Yeah, and utility timing was not quite right there. So now Inferno still own this site even though those smokes are down. Surge is not really pushing on it. Spike finally wraps back around. That's what they were waiting for. They got the speed boost from the stim, so they start moving in. Akamo now has to reply to this. Oh, he's going to catch one off the side. An easy run right here. Goes a little bit far in. Finally finds him. Gets a good reload timing off. Drops that stim beacon. He's going to be here for a minute. The flash goes behind him.
Oh my goodness!
They move in way too confidently. That flash ended up in the wall, and he was just past the corner. So
they're
he
just
finds
going
his
for the
4K.
final showdown here. He turns the wrong way into Labs. You were going to choose to go one way or the other. You went left or you went right, and he chose the wrong way.
Yeah, caught rough on a 50-50 there in the last 1v1 after. Look at this sweep, though. Finds one, goes a little bit too shallow, readjusts, goes in for a second time, but he makes up for that misfiring after getting this
and just such
beautiful three.
And a good dodge before that of the Hawk that allowed him. So now Surge still keeping it within just 1 point. Ooh, wow.
The aggression's really coming out. Caught on the reload there. If you get, run with a triple peek.
Strike as well.
Wow, that's aggressive. Gonna try to pinch him here in this open area, but he gets away.
He just gets away by hopping.
The bunny hop meta is here. Say goodbye to spray and pray. He said I have nowhere to go.
See Sushi. Now, see, here's the problem: is he has the opportunity to maybe use the neural theft.
Oh no, he's gonna get caught from the side.
No, it's just with the 2 and 1, it just wouldn't have made sense to use it.
And what a graveyard of guns over there.
Now this was such a quick engage here in your A short here, and I like I mean, it seemed everything, it was all lined up except for the fact you realize he's only at 13 health here, so maybe you just kind of understood if he's at low health, all I need to do is just get 1 bullet. Even if I'm getting the accuracy penalty from hopping around, 1 is bound to hit him and take him out.
I think he was just trying to stay alive. Wait until
because
they
he
run
couldn't
out
retreat there because of the orbital strike behind him.
No, that was a beautiful orbital strike pinch. Could have played a little bit further in, but that was a good run.
Those out the dog immediately taken out.
Yep, doing well, putting up with this aggressive defense that the Infernos like to employ. That's a nice smoke to have.
Molly. Gonna put down the Molly.
I appreciate that Akamo understands the difference between an offensive and a defensive smoke. This one's pretty solid. Yeah, Timbogos can't really force through that, so they're just going to wait until they get more pressure on the other side. But Prestige understands where the lasers, the sights need to be looking, so that smoke finally goes out, and they set a nice defensive smoke on this side. This flash is coming out.
Orbital. Is it just me, or are they charging up these orbital strikes really fast?
They kind of are. A little awkward kinetic there. Does catch one with the boombot, maybe. Good to have him watching the 3 there, that boombot, because Kinetic was dealing with this angle here from Timbogos. Timbogos considering pushing back out, but he's definitely being watched. Zushi gets cut off entirely.
1 enemy remaining.
Ooh, with reinforcements in from B. Infernos take it and go back into the lead.
I do like the reinforcement waiting for timing. Like, Surge does a good job of, like, probing a little bit, feeling the pressure, backing off, waiting until, you know, really taking up the entire clock. Waiting until they feel like they have the pressure that they need to be able to apply with their teammates. Waiting until the utility from the offense is gone.
And look at this. Danny is just having a really rough time here on the Chamber, which is not necessarily, I mean, Chamber's just one of those agents you got to pick, and you got to get picks with him because his kid is so focused on getting frags that going 0 this far into the game, it just quite hasn't found what he needs.
It's not a team value utility kit like, you know, going 0-9 with Sage or 0-9 with Sky.
It's a lot like Jet's kit. It's a very selfish kit, but that your team's not going to complain if you're pulling through and getting the frags.
You're finding team utility by getting kills, so if that's not happening, and that's the problem. You can say this is a meta pick, but it's only a meta pick if you're getting the kills. Because if you say, oh, you know, Sky is meta, but never use any of your utility, then you could have just, you know, well, you could have just been playing CSGO, but
you could have been playing Yoru, and they wouldn't have told the difference.
So it's interesting because part of the value in the utility for basically duelists. Sorry, I know you're technically a Sentinel, but
he's a Sentinel duelist.
Yeah, which is not a bridge.
No,
not
I didn't think that I would say that, but It really is. He is the definition of the best defense is a good offense.
It really is.
But here's the thing, is that Surge has still managed to be very close and competitive, even with him not quite finding his groove. So if something clicks for him later in this game,
it could be big.
Especially since the fact that he's stuck on offense right now, which Chamber's going to be a lot more comfortable on defense, picks up his first kill that he was looking for there.
Yeah.
Once things start working out for him, I think the Surge are going to be a threat.
And Zushi actually getting caught right there was an interesting little duality. Oh, that Seeker's not going to get through.
Wow.
Prestige is going to hang out, watch it happen. Oh, they, I'm surprised, are not firing through this because it's actually adjusting to where he's at. Maybe they're going to do it now. No, but Zushi got caught in a weird little one-way where he got a great one-way kill into someone else, but because he was down on the ledge, he was actually also one-wayed by that smoke as well, and that's where Danny caught him. So I'm sure Danny had lots of time to adjust. Akamo looking to try to catch this kill. Prestige they're just puppy guarding this teleporter.
Oh, no. Almost gets caught in util.
Barely gets it out, trying to get a wall bang, switches to knife just to, you know, make me stress out. Oh, Akamo with a clean one through the wall.
Smoke's down.
Is there no more noble purpose
Than to stress the commentators out.
Akamo just trying to stick it here.
Running to Funkos. Catches him in the jaw.
He has the time, though.
Bro stick, no, it's so close. And what an aggressive flash to really culminate to a 5-5. Two, bringing it up to a 3K by dying against the spike.
Man, that was so close. He just didn't have the time. Oh, man. And he just barely managed to get it to half stick as well.
That's true.
That was really close there. Bringing it back to a tie, 5-5. Here we go. I'm going to take kind of the classic. They've really been favoring doing the double peek through baths here.
They do, and I appreciate that. But what is strange, wow, is this chamber on Surge's side. There we go. Danny finding their second from a really aggressive Infernos on B. Now it's a little uncomfortable. You've got a real hole in the shell on B side, and if Surge can recognize that.
And they were going to send Akamo. Oh, it looked like they might have been sending him over, but he's going to still stick on A after he hears some gunfire.
Does definitely get the pressure onto A. They could have got a little timing there, but it's not going to happen. A good 3v5, very comfortable for offense. This should be a nice round for Surge if they can play correctly. Wow, which was that? Ben G rolling in Infernos. This could be a nice little flawless if they catch Prestige on the rotate here. Looks
it's going to be moving into heaven. Yeah, you got to make sure you're watching the right way.
Ben G, half health, playing against a 150 Prestige here. A nice little look.
Well, now they know where he is.
Watching the angles. Nice, very deliberate. Prestige taking their first one. Now they know where they are. The smokes come out, and look at this barrel stuff. Finds the second. Not the... Oh, that was a rough one, Sky.
Oh,
Seekers, a good call. Interesting.
Yeah.
Trying to rough this one. A little ace clutch action. I like it, but that spike has been down for a while, so they've got to get right around. Finding their third. Getting ready for it, but the snake bite's already down. Almost catches the fourth. Wow, what a tour de France there. Moves in from the other side.
But it's a thing of you could have used the Seekers this round here because you weren't up against the, and it's not even you're going to get the value off the exit frags for you did. You know, normally you'd say, oh, I was going 5v1, I took out 3 of them. Hey, at least I put a little bit of dent in their eco. But it's not going to matter here because we're at halftime.
That was crazy though. I just wanted to see a, you know, ultimate assisted ace clutch.
Sure, it would have been nice. I'm not gonna lie.
You start on the wrong site and the bomb is already down. That sounds like an intense aim labs.
I mean, sure, that's worthy of a lot of nice tries in chat. I'm not gonna say.
Looking at a 5-6 now. Tour de Force is already out. We've got a couple things on the table, including 2. Oh, with that little ult grab, we've got one more popping up. 2 different of the rocket launcher. The not got a lot of utility out of those so far. Actually, we saw one earlier trying to kind of shoot off. It was a little bit late. I'd like to see those really come out now, considering how aggressive the our raises have been, both on attack and defense.
Zushi keeping an eye on the camera here, but they're not going to quite peek out. Oh, they're going to try to pinch him in here.
And I like this.
Just through the wall.
Watches himself die.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's watching this through the camera. Wait a
Yeah,
minute.
Zushi is right there.
Okay, waiting for just the right moment.
Wow.
Okay.
And see, again, that one way, it's beautiful look onto Danny, but then you put yourself in a one way too.
30
So it's a little bit of a risky play that has not paid off yet. Oh, there's that fire in the hole. Oh, not quite gonna catch anything again. Selexic just barely outside of it.
If he had gotten taken out all that time watching that camera.
Last player standing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just watching the game.
So you're on your Ring doorbell watching yourself get robbed.
Here goes Inferno's last chance here on Akamo. But the stim wears out here.
Decides to move in. Got to multitask 3 angles here, each manned by a person. Gets flash. Decides to look at the sky and just take it to the neck. Benji with his 4K. A double assist. Looks like a lot of people have locked eyes with Mo that round. And it's a win for the Surge to 5-7. And that's the half. So let's see if this pistol round really brings out a new energy in the game instead of this kind of energy where you just kind of vibe.
Yeah.
It's like, is he going to hit the tripwire? I wonder. But people are moving up long. People are like checking out gardens right here, and because of that, he gets caught offside.
Yeah. It is nice to know that that was engagement completely in the feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every single piece of that. Might have taken a little longer, but eventually got there with damage.
You know what? I appreciate patience in some aspects, and he definitely got that kill with almost no vision. I think that was kind of just a spray through the where they were last, but that patience is giving time to the opponents as well. But it's all right. They did take the round. So Infernos are looking to spin it back around to 5-7. Is a pretty close game considering. Mo catches a little bit of eye contact here. Benji doesn't want to play it again, starts moving around. Selexic, this is the furthest I've ever seen an offense make it through the bath in this game. Usually we see such defense just poised.
Yeah, they're not really even contesting it. They're holding back on point itself to look through the doorway.
It's interesting to see what teams value what position on the map more than each other. Like Benji watching on his Akamo here.
Might have a sneaky swap over toward B here.
Ooh, almost gave up this 50-50 to Zushi. Danny, play nice and slow. You don't need to be the aggressor here. Yep, gets almost taken.
Gonna force him to teleport away back onto B here. Now they're gonna go back through market.
Yep. Starts moving in. Spike is now looking into sight. I've loved these flashes so far. So much value. Prestige doing well. Also just locks eyes to the next angle that he knows someone's walking. Good game sense by Prestige. Dodges that flash excellently well. Oh, doesn't quite catch the kill, but that's all right. No demoralization there. We'll just back up. A good hold there. Checking the area out with the dog. He knows they're coming in for the defuse, especially once that flag goes up. Prestige not quite going to cake that as they're stuffed by a faster firing gun. Gary going for the defuse, but gets caught off with the paint shells. Kinetic 2 kills with the paint shells. That's nice. Mo moves right in and under low health and in smoke finds one, but Surge Tumbogos cleans it up with a 4th kill. Wow.
That's going to allow those 4 kills as well as getting the extra tick off the defuse. He is just basically already almost completely charged up on the orbital strike. So might be able to use an early one here.
It's funny that pause for deliberacy. Like you get in, you see them, you're like, yes, they're defusing.
Speaking of pauses, we haven't seen any timeouts.
That's true. It has been a fairly close game, though. But if Surge takes one more, I'd like to see one from the Infernos.
Just have to see here as they're all just going for a very aggressive push here through hookah. They move in. Gonna throw out the dog there. Area waiting with the judge. That's a nicely placed grenade.
Ooh, that's a lot to see. Yeah, Duke gets a lot of information there. Doesn't want to play off that, so looking for a little bit of rotation here. But it's hard to commit to anywhere other than where all 5 of them are standing, though. So it's a lot of information. Now, Mo and Zushi are poised, ready for them to walk back through and double tap that angle, but it's not going to happen. Prestige knows that they are ready for him, so I'd like to see a little bit more rotation, considering that where this raise is right here, there's no way they're all going to make it from hookah over to bath. There's just not enough time on the clock for that. So they're definitely going to come up this short here. We might see them ready for that. Benji definitely watching. A strange angle there. Tuke's probably going to catch contact first, and then he'll have to rotate over. And that's
especially since that wolf just basically tells you they're all at the same place. So I would expect more rotation to take advantage of that.
Yes. Instead, not so much. Oh, Kinetic caught with the utility out. Zushi plays off of it. Akamo is the one to catch. Now that they've cleared that angle, they're starting to move right into sight here. Oh, Benji, a good position. Doesn't get much utility out of it yet. Instead, Tombogos comes flying in. Might be met with 2 people there. A good bait and switch, but it doesn't pay off. Tombogos finds one. Gonna double peek for the next, and there it is. Finds Prestige. Tombogos has been doing excellent. Finds a 3K before Selectsic just takes a single tap to the jaw with him. Now it's going to just spray through. Not quite going to find it in time.
Not quite as effective on a Sheriff,
no,
the spray.
It's true. The spray on a Sheriff is... it's pretty
you're
tight.
not supposed to spray with that.
You just got to get the...
Would have been better if you found a stinger on the ground, honestly.
No, you just aim it around head level and just cookie clicker tap that bad boy.
Sure. And here we go, like you were saying. This is probably when we are going to see a timeout be brought out by the Infernos.
Excellent. I like it. I like when they listen to Coach Greg.
Coach Greg.
Akamo calling the timeout for his team. What do you think they're saying back there?
Ooh. That's really tough because they haven't really won. They haven't won anything in this half yet, correct? It was 7-5. But I think also they're probably planning for this being the first round that all the normal guns come into play,
That's
like
fair.
I said, because it might just be a one-off thing of Surge being better at the pistol rounds here. And then when they get all their guns, because I remember the Infernos, they made a real run on Breeze once Kinetic was able to get their op, and obviously the op isn't quite as good on Bind as it is on Breeze, but still kind of the basic principle. If maybe they can get some higher econ items, they can recognize they're in a new stage of the game, not let the 4-point lead get to them too much.
Right. Good. Hopefully they're all discussing that kind of stuff. So see what direction they decide to take these next coming rounds now that, like Jim has said, the situation has kind of changed a little bit with what kind of loadout they can get. Speaking of changed loadout, this judge, and if I was going to judge, it'd be this angle right here. Kaori told Zushi, get out. I don't like your spy cam games here. Gonna hear that orb just start to be moved. Oh, wow! To the head. What a great adjustment. Beautiful flick there. Just nose to the crosshair to catch that jump peak. Selectsic plays right off of it, though. They know they have ground they're not supposed to. Kinetic following it after. I like these utility. It's going to check an interesting corner. Maybe could have gone a little bit further out. Wow, right through the shiny to catch quite a bit of damage onto Benji, forcing him to reposition. They don't know how much damage they've done, though, so they can't play super confidently into that. Akamo telling me to be quiet and mind my business as he plays very confidently into this. Oh, to see 2 of them. And the spray. Oh, no. The spray transfer was almost there, but Tombogo stays strong.
Oh, that's painful.
Curry with a good judge on Zushi. Kinetic and Selectsic in switch spots.
He's trying to, plan 2 steps ahead there, but the other team member decided to just take 1 step ahead and cut him off.
Yeah.
This was really, it was so close here, too.
Oh, this was ridiculous.
He immediately gets it, but he moves out of the way.
Just pierces his ear. Akamo's so close to on Tombogos, but it's not quite there. Carry really getting the feel out of that judge.
Right here.
So now only 3 separating. Infernos could make a good run here. We're going to try through short.
Yeah, nice and slow here. Going to push up onto B, and we haven't seen a whole lot of that. B long. Oh, that flash coming out. Tuke gets the information, decides not to push off of it, just plays the intimidation here. Prestige looking to move in. That dog comes down. They take it out immediately. Tuke is now out of options, and Prestige knows it, so they play on. They do flash a little bit of their team, but that's okay. Looking to send the dog up. It's just a lot of back and forth utility, but that dog doesn't see anyone, so they file right in. Now that everybody is in B long, B short can push in, so the ult goes down. Ooh, forcing them out of hiding. They find Kaori. Took is in a beautiful spot here. Should be able to move right in and catch everyone from the side if they're not ready for it. Not going to do so because that smoke is just good. Prestige in a nice position as well. That Molly a little uncomfortable, but it's all right. They still have the tube to themselves. This flash has got to pop now. Doesn't get a lot of information off of it, but swings around the side and gets caught. That's interesting. All three of them were able to just barely dodge that flash and bait Prestige into giving himself up. And that was a lot of ground to give up as well. Wow. Nobody there, though.
I mean, at least you're able to force it out, but it actually does help take out Danny there. So it spots him with the camera as well and immediately uses that to take him out. Now it's just within 2.
Good work, Infernos. Starting to bring it back. 2 more. All 3 of them were able to looking eye to eye at 9s with Surge.
As we take a look, both these teams, I think Surge is actually going to find themselves short on credits, so this is probably going to be a safe round for them. Quite don't see what guns have been bought quite yet.
Now, after a beautiful round on B, they decide to go back to A.
Yeah, oh, they're relying on the double shorty here.
Interesting.
They're just lying for the ultra close hold here. Hey, I don't know what you can do here.
Wow, Kinetic with a good one through the smoke there. Looking for a second, finds it. Tumbogos considering moving in around, but he's not quite got the equipment for it. Instead decides to go Heaven, but there's a lot of AoE pressure from Heaven. Even though the dog can't see that far, he taps it just to be aggressive. Wow, that's a good flash. Oh no! And he still goes down.
I appreciate the effort.
Oh no, so close. Just W King with the shorty when they're already flashed. But that first one was enough trace that they just flicked to the jaw. That's upsetting. I want to see that again. Around, but he's not.
That is just.
The dog comes out.
I was surprised because you see the dog there. I wasn't surprised there was just a little bit of spray right there, because that probably would have gotten a few ticks.
Oh no!
Gets him down to 15. That's basically all they could have done, though.
No,
I mean, they had nothing.
They were playing correctly. Like if you've already committed to shorty gang, then it's uncomfortable pushing a site that big from the back. But so that's why they have the dog out. The dog was taken immediately, but you weren't ready for somebody to rotate out from the smoke on the side. So they didn't have a lot of great options. All right, Zushi here. Gonna play a lot quicker on to be long because last time it didn't happen fast enough. All this utility coming out. Whoa. Who jiggle?
Okay.
Jiggle peeking with the fox?
Jaw?
Tuke is playing on a meta that we're not ready for.
No, next level strategy.
Give up nothing.
8D space chest.
Down B.
With 4-dimensional time travel, they're all into it.
Hey, the shorty worked out, and it finally worked out for the Surge here.
Tuke hanging out, considering just the right timing for that bird, but it's not quite there. Goes a little bit too deep, and they take Tuke out with no sweat.
That's an aggressive camera.
It's a great camera, but it doesn't get punished, which you don't even need to look through the camera. If you drop a camera right there and they don't hit it, you know that site's clear. They go to walk in, and
there he finds a way to use it.
He does, but he gets the spike, and he might want to get out of there looking at where people are positioned.
Yeah, I think they're going to teleport.
Yeah, I would.
There they go. Or do they?
Oh,
it's this next level thinking we've been talking about.
Yeah, but they don't even
jiggle
the
peek with the dog, and now everything's possible.
Prestige
Problem
take
is
out
they
Tumbogos.
don't realize Danny is waiting up there in hookah.
Oh no, Prestige almost caught in the back there. They do get into a safe spot. They try to fire through the wall anyways. Almost takes Tumbogos, but Tumbogos gets his second kill to clean up this round, looking to an 8-10 with the Surge.
So do you think that was the right move there? Should they have just teleported and gone over to A?
I would have, because look, there's once you know there's one person A and 2 people over here, and this is honestly, I would have teleported over. Teleport over, go in guns blazing, because once they hear you teleport, they know they can just rotate. They might leave one person just in case you try to retap, so then you just be playing against a 2-1 anyways with a delay. So mathematically speaking, I would have gone the teleport.
We're going to go back towards Bats here.
Yeah, and a lot in Bath. A shame they didn't play too aggressive here. He's got 3 people looking down it. Oh, speaking of aggressive, Selexic. Oh, juggling these angles. There we go. Back up a little bit. Seeing Benji finally takes him. That's clean, so you can move up a little bit further into lamps. Mode's already working on lamps with a good molly. Seekers comes out. Just play gentle. Stay back a little bit. You've got the smoke to protect yourself. Kinetic playing against Tumbogos with that molly in the back. That molly's not going to get a whole lot of pressure. Speaking of pressure, though, Kinetic moving into a good spot here to watch the spike. No, turns his back to the people who would be moving into the spike. Gets caught for it. Ooh, luckily had someone watching their 6 and takes it. But goes back to just turning a blind eye to the people moving around the corner.
Barely getting away.
There's no one coming from heaven to that spike. If they're coming from heaven, they've got to pass prestige. You can just stay and watch lamps. But it works.
I do like that. Oh, managed to get a little bit of chip damage with the satchel there.
Woo.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, what? The lineups.
Unreal. Yeah, and Infernos takes it.
Wow. That is so insane. Just barely, too. Half a second.
Wow. I thought definitely Infernos had it. That was crazy. That was just that one hold that really bothered me, but it worked. They found it, and this incredible timing with the blast pack on 5 health finds just a little bit of chip damage to offset that and take a nice spray right down, almost catches Tumbogos, does at least enough damage to make it easier later on. Selexic taking 1. Wow. A little chaotic.
Well, history might not exactly repeat, but it does often rhyme, and we do see 8-11 here. We're in a similar situation like we saw on Breeze here, which means Infernos could have a last-minute rally just like they did on Breeze.
Speaking of last minute, we had one Spectre sneak in there with the rest of the Phantom, so looks like this could be a real push for one team. Benji, the Dark, playing against quite a few people in the Bath. Bath has been a really contested zone control here. We've had like people neglect Heaven entirely. There's been almost no ops called this round. It's very hand-to-hand combat.
Surge, if they win here, it's huge for them because that means that they go up to 12. And Infernos, they have very little credits here, so they would not have a full buy next round. So they have to win this round. It looks like they're doing that, already getting the double there. There goes Akamo getting a pick onto Took as well, making their way onto point.
Heal up, spike dropped.
Nice heal there.
One enemy remaining.
Out of healing.
Nice plant.
Yeah,
Inferno's looking good. They might be able to save themselves up a little bit here. Like you're saying, if they get to 12, you can't save without cheesing.
Danny only can really hope at best for maybe 1 frag or 2.
That's
and
all they
decide
need,
to
though.
go through lamps. Oh, goes right into the camp. Okay.
Oh, Danny's not looking good here.
Just eliminate. Manages to turn around and get one. I'm surprised.
Oh, almost took Sushi there. Was a little bit low on the ankle hold and tried to run a gun as well, but well done. Bringing Infernos, I believe 9-11.
Yep. Just 2 away. We could very well see another. That just kind of removes all doubt that you've been seen.
Yep.
You don't have to worry about, oh, did the camera see me?
Uncomfortable.
That's the Ring doorbell placement right there, just up front and center.
Hello, can I help you?
Hello, I'm sorry. Get off my lawn.
Here is another strong A push, like there's not a second sight. This confidence-boosting smoke, even though they're not looking at any new angles. It's really just there for an ego.
Which sometimes you need all the help you can get when you have to pull off this many wins here.
Sure is. Ooh, no! Gets a little bit of damage off, but it's really more about just milking them out of the back of the site so they can move right up and strong. I'm liking this look for the attacking side. Infernos already has that ult down as well and is well covering it. They have got to push the defense off the site. Tumbogos trying to get a little friendly fire shots off, not going to help. Prestige takes 2 because he goes in single-handed against everybody else.
Stim beacon here.
Found one.
And Attack walks right out of there onto a fresh B site. They've got one person moving up into it. They don't know that yet, though. But it is just Kaori
It's
here.
deciding to take the long way around, actually gives them enough time to plant.
Ooh. Prestige could have a good pop flash here. Doesn't play off of it, though, after they feel a marshal to the foot. Ooh. Looks like they may be able to team together. Selectsic takes care of that side. They know there's only 2 left, and they've already made contact with both of them, so they can really focus their energy here. Doesn't look like that was well communicated, though, as we still see Killjoy hanging back. Ooh, they do take one, though. Akamo, great positioning as soon as the smoke goes down. Finishes off that round, bringing them to a 10-11.
Oh, boy.
If Infernos can take this round, then we're looking at a win-by-2 situation already.
Yeah, at this point, that was really... Unfortunately, that flank from Danny didn't quite work out. Gave them all the information that Infernos needed to confidently post-plant there. And now as we move forward, 10-11. Could very well be looking at an overtime situation. Again, if it goes to 11-11, then it is basically already an overtime, if you will.
Okay.
I like this B push. I don't know how to feel about Spike crouch walking through the cave and spawn.
He's got plenty of time.
He's got plenty of time. The old wait till 45 strat.
Sure,
I love it.
sure.
No, he's just waiting for the team to make a little bit of noise on B so they can get a nice quick rotate over on A, and he doesn't want to play too aggressively. So it's not a bad call if I analyze it that way. We do have that aggressive box hold from Benji here, just peeking. They're not going to see very much because it looks like they might want to push through short on A, in which case they'll be dealing with, I believe, Prestige.
Gonna try to double peek on Benji here. Almost throws out an aggressive camera there, but just
a good call.
Yep, just goes through.
Yeah,
get
that's
some
the
backup
information they need.
And that's
Ooh.
a great place to
I
use
like
the
it.
neural theft there.
Oh, just chaining it in.
That could
what
be
an open spike.
That could have not been more perfectly gift wrapped as an opportunity to use his ult. But the Molly is going to catch off Zizushi and Showstopper, eliminating Danny. Slight advantage for the Infernos. Almost tying it up.
Ooh, Kinetic almost saw Tomuggles there. Gonna try to move onto the side of Kaori here, but he doesn't know it, so he plays nice and slow. Just gonna hold this just in case defense needs to go back to that. They don't need to. They don't need to move around lamps to get the defuse, so it's not a great position. Prestige gets some serious damage onto both. In fact, that was like an act. No, because Selectsic got both those kills, so that was just a great pinch. So yeah, brings it to a tie, 11-11. We are staring down the barrel of overtime here.
Yep. What a way to end the spring season. Surge just not being able to find their footing at all here. Definitely doesn't seem like this chamber pick has worked out for the Surge either. I mean, do you think there would have been a better pick or something?
I think there would. In fact, I would honestly have appreciated a little bit closer to a mirror comp here. Now, if you're looking for a Sentinel that plays like a Sentinel, maybe you didn't realize that Chamber is only a Sentinel, legally speaking, then you could have also gone with that Killjoy. I think that's a pretty clean trade there. Wow, Zushi, laser sharp there, taking
Yeah,
Danny
and that
out.
was on the tour de force as well.
It was? Yeah, that's rough. So Selectsic taking one more, sees Benji up there. He's not usually up there. Usually that's somebody else holding that spot. That's okay, though. Zushi comes swinging in through there, taking this ground nice and comfortably, looking to put an end to it right here. Doesn't like how it feels, goes ahead and makes the rotation. Prestige just getting everybody ready for the new battle. Oh my goodness, those Seekers playing aggressive onto him. Gets a good dog and decides to follow it up with both, the entire kit. Just the whole, just dump it.
Both guys are just dumping everything.
Kinetic might play around this corner to face 2 people, and wow, the tap fire is great. Gets damage off in the second one to be followed up, and that's a win for the Infernos. Well done. Bonusing all 4 of those weapons in.
Match point.
All they've got to do is take this one out, and Surge is done.
Which means, yeah,
I would say
I was going to say out there, because if they win here, not only do they win that one, but that means we go on to a game 3, and I perish the thought, but...
Ooh. Good play by Infernos, though.
I
I
mean,
just like some of their decisions.
Yeah. I wish the replay was just a few seconds earlier, though. I just liked seeing both guys throw every hawk they could out at each other.
Because it was like, oh wait, I think there's someone around this corner, and you pull the dog out. Oh, it's a seeker. Very cool. Well, in that case, I'm stunned, so I need to keep them at bay. So I'll flash. Oh, but I just got flashed. So now we just kind of have a null period where we just now we'll flash again.
Yeah.
It was really just delaying, waiting for reinforcements to come, and I appreciate that. You know, why have a utility if you're not going to use it?
Yeah, I get that. It's just they're not going to get that much damage off either as well. So it's a lot of spectacle, but it doesn't necessarily have an end there. But hopefully for the Surge, their end isn't here either. They need to win this to drive it to overtime. This is their last chance to actually get a victory against the Infernos, the team that has managed to best them in all these circumstances. Can they do it? The Surge feel that Bind is their best map, and they were really excited to play on this. But Infernos obviously are comfortable playing on Bind as well.
Moving nice and smooth in. Infernos very spread out. Another spike in pocket kind of composition here. Surge, I like, if you look at the minimap, it's difficult to describe, but the angles that they were holding were they didn't double cover any area, and they weren't all just looking at the front door. They were waiting nice and deliberately for a push. Like, this is very, you know, a practiced setup.
Did he just throw the dart out at himself?
I can't say.
I don't know. Production, maybe you could make that the replay, because I need to confirm that for myself. Did he literally look at himself and throw the dart out?
Zushi has
maybe he just realized the cooldown would be there.
I
need to know where I'm standing right now. I don't know where I am. Help me.
Sometimes you just wonder, friendly fire on the dart? Oh, Benji might really get... Nice! Good one there. That's good. These very typical smokes coming out. Benji is not going to stand for it, though. Nice and strong in between. Kinetic with a good look here. That Molly's not going to get a whole lot of utility out of it, as they were already not pushing, considering, wow, this aggression from the side. Whoa! What? Gambit. He knows. Whoa! He knows they were shooting from the side there and decides to boom past right in. Makes it into the TP, and instead of rushing, baits them into follow and doesn't even move. Doesn't even set, just holds.
Here we go. This I need to find.
So, who's doing in my bathroom? Who are you? What are you doing here?
Oh, it's me. I mean, hey, we've all had that moment at 3 a.m. We're walking through our own house. We spot ourselves in the mirror and we jump. Oh, we need a timeout here. Yeah, we definitely do, since we're going into overtime. Now, here's the interesting thing. Surge have a chance of winning this, but this is just to kind of set the stage at how much the Infernos have been favored. Not only have they won every time against the Surge, but they've been kind of undefeated overall in terms of matches. But in terms of just the rounds themselves, before tonight, they had only lost one round out of everything. So only one round had eluded them. Oh, I love this. Yeah. The slow motion dart. Thank you, production. I really appreciate that. But anyway, they had only lost one round. In the entire spring season, only one stage the Infernos had lost. And now the Surge might just beat them at 2 stages in a row to get their first win in the grand finals. I mean, talking about, you know, an underdog situation, going up against a team that almost never loses.
And what a brick wall to run into for morale, for like momentum. To be sliding right through, you've only had one hiccup round. Like, you're looking to like round up and say you've been batting 1,000, and then just get slammed with a possible 0-2, an overtime situation. Like, they're definitely have to really pull things together here.
Well, we'll see how we do here in overtime. No telling what could happen here.
Ooh, a quick flash. Kinetic deals with it nice and quick. A little post-flash 180 just to keep the wrist alive. Gonna take, a beautiful bait and switch there. Got some damage off. Kinetic doesn't like it. Moves back and says, fine, I can watch the cheese angles. Yeah, they're gonna keep pushing in through Bath. A nice little 3-stack here.
Kinetic just
ready to pounce.
he's gonna get flat. Oh, just manages to dodge it.
Spike down though.
Spike down
The game
A.
has changed. Ooh, that's a big kill. Oh, they were right on top of that one.
And if
Akimoto's
that,
flying in.
if that isn't the cardinal sin of all skies, you see the Hawk, and if you're able to dodge the blind, then you have just a wide open viewpoint on a Sky running through the doorway. You can't take it for granted, especially Sky, the only one that gives you an audio cue confirming that you got the blind.
Got the spike.
Ooh, Spike is up. Tumbugos might just sprint with this one. Nope, and he's
30
used up the
seconds
time.
left.
It's got to be an A-side push. I wouldn't be making that marathon with 25 seconds on the clock. So they just have to set up
He
positioning.
thinks he has all the time in the world. I don't know. I would think once the clock goes past 15
Yeah,
seconds,
the clock
that
goes red and there's a mad dash. Now he's going to make
I wouldn't
mistakes.
think.
Seconds left.
I would think that would be enough of motivation to maybe pick up the pace, but he still acted like he was browsing at a clothing store.
It's just
Switching
hanging out at the
sides.
Dillards
Match point.
with Spike in hand.
Yeah.
No, it did go red.
And then
15
all of a
seconds
sudden,
on
I'm
clock.
sorry, the mall closes in 10 seconds.
Unfortunate, and it's
Please make your final purchases.
and I know he would have done well with a little bit extra time or realizing that he didn't have time, but it was just kind of that disconnect between you and the timer, and then all of a sudden you start making mistakes. Like, even though he was fired at from the side, still turns a blind shoulder to it and gets caught off guard in a kind of a pinch you put yourself into, though. It was an uphill battle to begin with, being the last one on the site with the spike. A 13-12 now. Inferno's looking to just take care of things here. Oh, whoa, the timing. Tuke, you've been caught there before.
Oh.
Selexic, the greatest double take of our time. Mousepad on fire after that look back. Ooh, they really like this box angle, but as soon as you peek out and look to the side like that, you have Tuke peeking on you, you have Heaven, you have that truck that people love to jump peek, and both sides on the... I know that these smokes really help you out with that, but there's still no reason to be pushing that angle.
He's being very patient there, is able to get a double here. Nick takes him out, meaning that's a 4-3, but still an advantage for the Surge. Kinetic is now caught right up against U-Haul here.
Prestige flying into the rescue, going to help Danny. Oh. Not quite going to be there.
Going to be forced. Oh, Danny has an
30 seconds
Odin.
left.
He does. And he's not really in the place that I would be using an Odin. Oh, Kinetic taking a smooth one, turns right around,
There you
gets
go.
caught with the Odin. Sushi.
Player
Ooh,
standing.
not quite quick enough, though. Tumbogos takes him. Oh, look at that just razor-sharp angle there. So thin, not quite going to find a Prestige. Knows there's not one Heaven, so he can go nice and slow on these last two here.
10 seconds left.
In a little bit of a...
All right.
Oh, and it's a
Reset for the
13-13.
overtime.
Sure is. We're back to 11-11, so it feels.
Switching sides. Overtime.
This was really, ever since that initial peak, which it really shows that Tuke was so lucky to get
goodness.
away with that initial kind of just that jiggle peak at the very beginning there. Because if he hadn't survived there, if he had just been taken out that instance, he wouldn't have been able to get that double over there. And, okay, of course, we're going to drag this overtime out even
my
longer.
goodness. So many. I mean, these are critical rounds, so it's important to take care of these. Really get your thoughts in. If I could throw my thoughts into the dish, into the pot, angle isolation keyword. I would definitely look that one up, watch some videos on that. Angle isolation meaning don't be juggling these angles. It is so anxious and like anxiety-inducing to just try to watch several angles that people could be peeking out. And you have situations like that where you're nice and high, you're absolutely poised, ready to pounce on this angle, and then you look away, and as soon as you do, they look at you. And it's a little like, it's an awkward, like they're trying to play whack-a-mole with their angles. Just use utility to shut one down and single file on one or split your people up. And I saw that just in several instances from both teams on this last round here.
Especially if you have one of those agents that has stuff like a chamber trademark or a tripwire, even if it's destroyed, you'll immediately know they're in that angle you're not looking at.
Definitely. Or this turret here is a really nice one. You've also got all the different kind of mollies that force them to not peek that angle.
Found them. Killed my bot. Turret down.
And I know we have a team with a very smoke-built pack, but you can't be over-reliant on those smokes.
All right, now it's doing a pretty good job shutting down Soltech.
Lexic with a great angle here. Hopefully might be able to push and catch them off guard. Not quite. Danny comes and crouches in, finding him fast. Prestige, a nice pop flash, but doesn't quite play off it. So it's all info, even though they already heard the gunshots, knowing that they're there. So maybe off this one. Got the blast pack ready. Ooh, doesn't quite catch anyone, but Benji finding 2, including Prestige after they had just taken Kaori. Cleaning it up with a kill onto Kinetic, looking at 13-14.
Match point.
Surge looking for this last one. They're doing so well.
Can they actually do it here? The championship that has eluded them all season, their last chance to get a victory in the spring season. We're just going to have to see right now. It's do or die.
It is so close. They can smell it like fresh pastries. They just need this one win, and they go home. All right, Inferno's leaving the spike in pocket. A nice little spread out. They throw a little information gatherer all the way up B long and don't see anything, so we see the wraparound going B short. Everybody else is staying solid, hoping that Surge will push right into their hands, but Surge knows the clock is on their side. They're going to go back through, pick up spike, and start working through A. So Lexic
with those with that peak.
Watching this angle is important. We haven't had any smokes out so far, so they haven't made any commits to any angles. Sushi starts moving into Bath. Selexic has walked a little bit further up on this angle, kind of watching the wide open, the open range that is A. Wow, Took just around the corner. A good snake bite there.
And I didn't hear the vocal cue, so that doesn't mean Took wasn't blinded there.
Ooh, just in time. Kinetic takes one. Trying to take care of that trap there. It happens. Danny's still feeling strapped with the glowing Odin. Trying to wait for someone to go through those smokes is not going to happen. Prestige starts making through lamps here. Making it around you all. Tuka's low health and decides to push up on this. Prestige just jiggle peeking this angle, and I like it.
Almost all moving toward lamps here. The only one off is Zushi, so now they're all in lamps here. They're all bunched up.
A serious funnel here as Tuka's already looking for the defuse. Akamo back around the corner, finds one. Tuka again just barely takes him out, but that orbital strike still goes off on top of the spike. This is looking good for Surge. Prestige has got to fight an uphill battle against just 2 more.
They're going to try to stick it.
It's almost there. Oh, they're so close, but it was just too low. And that's it. Surge takes it all the way home. GG's in the chat.
Well, the Infernos have finally been dethroned. The Surge are the winners for the final spring Valorant Rumble. We've been in overtime. My brain.
It's true.
My brain is.
That is true.
Yeah, you know, sometimes when you're in overtime for a long time, you're like, what game am I even playing?
Forget where you are.
Yeah, what am I even playing
We're just
anymore?
in the zone.
What happened? I mean, hey, I'm at the point where I'm about to hit myself with my own camera dart, you know? It's just your mind turns to mush. Well, if you want to be seen by expert college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, then join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights, and with our featured Rumbles, recruiters are taking notice too. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. Well, I know that we don't have much time left, so we're going to very quickly. Do you have a prediction for the player of the game?
I don't know. There were a lot of good players out there. I really like what Prestige had to give on the Sky. That was great. And earlier on, they provided a lot of value as well. Though Selexic had a lot of screen time, a lot of interesting plays. I think Zushi had some interesting plays as well.
Kinetic had some great op play earlier on, and I think the Raze play, especially that teleport play toward the end of the match, was really good too. So there are a lot of different finalists that we could choose from here. But we'll just have to see what the official word is. And the player of the game is going to be Zushi.
All right, let's see why. Let's see these highlights. Oh, okay. There were some interesting flanks.
Okay,
I forgot about these crazy flanks. And this, inspecting the haircut for a little bit. Wow, just gets greedy with it.
You should not get away for that long with that. Oh, my goodness. Well, player of the game is brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes a team more successful, just like Idaho Central's helping members achieve financial success. Zushi is your player of the game. Okay, I can see with the spray like that. That was a good one.
Takes down the spike through a blind spray.
I suppose.
No, it was this one. It was just a long one. Yeah.
Okay.
They went through
okay.
the defuse, barely got the half through the cage at just the right time, popped
Yeah,
back
it's
out,
pretty
got the kill.
clutch.
There were some clutch moves. Yeah. ICCU player of the game. Congrats, Zushi.
Well, as we prepare to close out this match, any big takeaways?
No, it was a pretty good match. I liked the accommodation to the other team's play style. I think everybody played better when they played together. And, you know, practice. Practice makes perfect.
Well, the Surge finally break through and take down the Infernos in the grand finals. Took everything for the Surge to hold a win in the grand finals and be crowned our final champions of the spring season. Our summer season kicks off next week, and you will not want to miss the new formats and new teams that will join in, so it's sure to be a blast. Tune in next Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time as we kick off the summer Valorant Rumble. But before we end, we'll leave you with the top 5 plays of the game, brought to you by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. More than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and your degree of choice paid for. The Idaho Army National Guard is the best team to join out there. Thank you very much for watching. We hope you have a great summer coming up. And tune in next week.
Off of them shooting at the dart, so I like that.
Here.
Yeah.
Kinetic
Just going to barely miss that.
behind enemy lines. Tumbogo's good game sense, knows to watch this carefully, and gets away with his life because of it, though they go chasing it after him. Running
One
on
enemy
the
remaining.
three. Oh,
Flawless.
dangerous.
Yeah.
And the full push, they're ready for it now. Akamo comes in first, going right to them. Sees a little bit of that muzzle in. Oh, they're at into the pinch, they get caught. Going in for the spike right on top of this gas. I like it. It is so far very clinical.
10 seconds
They
left.
waited quite a bit for it, so would have been close on time if they got any pressure, but it wasn't there, so now Surge. Oh! It's on absolute timing by the other one. Yep.
30
Peek
seconds
with your
left.
gun and then throw utility. Ooh, Duke here, a nice little hold. Oh! Prestige.
Just holding in there.
Wow! Manages! Whoa! Good
He has
break
tied it
control.
up.
Yeah,
AJ's
sweet.
going to be thrown down by Infernos here.
Playing it much better. Switch to sidearm. Checking all the tiptoe angles like the ceiling and not behind the scrub. So it goes down, unfortunately. Not quite going to catch that defuse.
Oh.
Goodness. Gets out just to avoid the death, but wow.
Yeah, it's going to be the detain that does it.
Oh, that waiting for it. They got the speed boost from the stim, so they start moving in. Akamo now has to reply to this. Oh, he's going to catch one off the side. An easy run right here. Goes a little bit far in. Finally finds him. Gets a good reload timing off. Drops that stim beacon. He's going to be here for a minute. The flash goes behind him.
Oh
They move
my
in
goodness!
They move in way too confidently. That flash ended up